Hey guys, how you doing? So, episode, what is this? Episode 60? I wanted to show you a little thing I made up here this morning for you guys. Episode 58. Is it 58 or 60? Yeah, who knows? But check this out. I made this morning. It's one of those things where I needed to get it out of my head. Hey, how you guys doing? So, episode, what the hell episode is this? I don't fucking know. Episode 58. I think that's wrong. I'm going to change that later. I'll change it to 59. I believe it's 59. The Mach E 1400 horsepower dirt mobile was unveiled by Ford Performance today. How you guys doing? You say you can hear me? Very nice. So, what are your thoughts on it? You guys know my thoughts. How do you guys know my thoughts? Because I told you it was coming, motherfuckers. I told you this thing was going to eventually show up. Not necessarily like that, but I knew that once a Mustang name was attached to an electric SUV, and then they said they had a GT variant, I knew Ford would have to say, well, should we make a badass race version of this thing to see what the capabilities are of an electric car? And that is the first, as far as I know, the first car company that has actually tried that. Meaning they're actually, believe it or not, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, what has Ford brought you? To my disappointment, the Mach 1, wah, 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 junk. Do I have the soundboard here? Let me see.
Full bolt
No,
on.
that's full bolt on. There. And then the Bronco came out. What is happening? Who gives a shit? And then rumbling started coming out that there was a drift vehicle. Now, whether you like drifting or not, that's on you. I don't think it's racing, and it's not. I don't think it's marketed as racing. I think it's more of like an activity to do with your friends. I think it's a judged event, so anything that's judged, in my opinion, is not racing. So I just go, I'm out. See you later. Hard to do, yes. Cool to look at, pleasing to the eyes, absolutely. Do I ever want to do it? No, not in competition. Maybe fucking around the streets with my friends. That's pretty much it. But Ford is actually taking swings at shit. We're talking about it today with Frank Perdomo. He's like, dude, is it me or is Ford really every week in the news cycle? When was the last time Chevy got you excited about anything besides the 2020 Corvette, the C8? When was the last time Dodge got you? Now they're saying they have this Super Sport Challenger. Okay, look, you're just basically shoving more and more power in the same platform. Nothing new. That's why the Mach 1 to me was like, meh, no big deal. The Bronco, okay, not my thing, but a ton of people love it. A ton of people love an IRS rock crawler, because who doesn't love an IRS rock crawler? And then they said, by the way, this is what the electric performance market looks like. And it is 7 motors sounding like a freaking RC car on crack steroids, everything. Doing all-wheel drive donuts. It has the ability to select front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, because it's obviously has 7 motors. The hell does that even look like? I can't imagine the amount of fans, cooling, AC going through the batteries to keep them cool, because if you know anything about electric motors that make a shitload, someone says, delete the other live. You have people waiting. I thought once it was scheduled, it was like done. I was like, okay, so what are you gonna do? I don't know. Did I do 2 lives at the same time? I'll delete the other one. Let's do that. Let's do that live with you guys. Let them wait. See, that's the thing. I tried to schedule a post, and what ends up happening, it does exactly what I don't want it to do. It does exactly what I don't want it to do. It goes, yeah, you have 2 posts going? I'm like, I thought I had to do another live stream. I didn't know it was like automatically going to count down. So I'll just delete that one and make people come to this one. Videos. Now I got to do this shit live, because this is the last time I'm going to do that. Let me see. Delete the second live video. Sorry, guys, for those of you waiting. Yeah, this one. I'm going to go ahead and delete forever. I understand by deleting this video, it cannot be undone. So there you go. So whoever is waiting on the other one now has been kicked off and is on this one. So now you guys can come here. But anyway, Have you guys ever messed with, have you guys, it's they paid too. Who paid? If you, you know what? Then thanks for the money. I didn't do anything. If they paid on the other one, that's hilarious. That's the problem. Every single time I try to do something cool and new, it goes to shit. That scheduling taught me stay in your fucking lane, Alex. Don't do anything new. Do the same shit every fucking day. Don't stay in your lane, brother. But anyway, have you guys ever played with RC cars? Right? I remember growing up, RC cars were shit. The battery ones lasted 2 seconds. They were garbage. All of a sudden, these lithium batteries started coming out. And then you started hearing 4S, 8S, all this crazy stuff. I'm like, what is 8S? What is going on with 8S? What is happening? So then I got myself a little Traxxas T-Max. Traxxas T-Max. It had like a 0.15 engine. Gas. I thought it was cool. Nitro. Ooh, nitro. T-Max. Badass. Go out there. I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Then an electric one came out and I was somewhere fucking around with it. And this guy mopped the floor with like a 4S version of a T-Max. And I went, and then they started coming out with Black Mamba brushless motors and all this other bullshit. That's when I got out of the hobby because it became insanely expensive. Christian Squartz, yes, a Traxxas Stampede on 4 Monster. It was unreal. It was doing wheelies, rolling. It was like wide open throttle, I thought, and then it passed me doing a wheelie. I went, what the fuck is going on? So then I thought, imagine that scaled up because, guys, literally, electric cars and gasoline engines are scaled up from, you take a little 4S Traxxas E-Max and then a gasoline version of it that you will, for performance applications, you're going to get the electric. Go ahead and lie to my face and tell me you wouldn't pick an electric RC vehicle over a gas RC vehicle for sheer performance. I'll wait. What do you got to change on it? What oil do you have to change on it? What gear lube do you have to use? What trans fluid? What anything do you have to use on it? Nothing. The guy just goes. It just goes. And guess what? If you have another battery pack ready, boom, done. Some guy on the Lund Racing chat, on the Lund Racing forum was like, oh, after 40 minutes of doing burnouts, the battery's empty. I'm like, for 30 minutes of 1,400 horsepower burnouts? How long does a 1,400 horsepower car last with ethanol at 10 gallons? Come on, you're being silly. No gasoline, no oil. The only petroleum-based product besides the plastics and the tires, that's it. And grease for the motors. I don't even think there's oil in there. It blows my mind, the performance potential. And that Mach E GT, or the Mach E, whatever that thing is, I don't even know what they call it. Does it have a name? It actually looks like Matt Sopa's car. If you look at Matt Sopa's car, the Fusion, the 4-door Mustang, it actually looks a lot like it. And I thought, man, it'd be cool to see them both rolling around. Now, I don't know if SEMA's going to happen this year, but I think it'd be cool to see that thing at SEMA doing all-wheel drive donuts or all-wheel drive drifts or whatever the hell you guys do together, because they're two unique vehicles. But I thought to myself, thank God Ford is at least going, hey, guys, this is a thing. This is a potential. Miguel Navarte says all day, nitro and gas, too much maintenance. I had to get the glow plug. I had to get the starter. I had to get the fuel. You would run out of fuel. Now, the cool thing about nitro is you could just fill up, and just keep going until the batteries for the servos run out, for the steering servos and the throttle. But on a all electric, it's just the whole battery pack. Boom, boom, replace that, and you have another who knows how long. Obviously, the more powerful the battery, the quicker it's gone. But guys, the performance on RC cars, if you scale them up, it is measurable from a RC to a car. Now, you saw all the knuckle dragging dinosaurs out there saying, it's not a Mustang. It's a Mustang. It's a Mustang. If Ford wants to call dog shit a Mustang, it is their product. They can call it whatever they want. If you don't like it, nobody cares what you think. It's what Ford says it is. And it is a Mustang. Now, would I buy it? If I need a daily driver, 300-mile range, 500 foot-pounds of torque, and I can go 1150s in it? Yeah, Probably. Am I going to go to Georgia with it? Am I going to go to Massachusetts with it? I don't go to Massachusetts now with my gasoline vehicles. I don't go to Georgia now with my gasoline vehicles. I don't go anywhere but gym, back, and the people that live that life that do short distances, this is a car for them. Now, people like me that are, I'm a Ford guy, but I'm starting to kind of go away because the way everything's going, in my opinion, is bullshit. And honestly, Mustang owners, I'm just getting sick of them because I deal with them every day. But this is the kind of thing that'll keep me there. It'll keep me there in terms of interest and company lineage. Not necessarily the mom and pop Mach E, but the performance version, the performance variant. Ford, if they go out there and really start saying, hey, we can probably come out with a Shelby version of this and I know you guys are going to go, shit. Guys, a 10-second SUV doesn't get your dick hard. How many of you like the Trackhawk? How many of you motherfuckers like the Trackhawk? Don't you think the Trackhawk's badass with a Hemi motor in it, a Hellcat motor in a Cherokee? Badass, badass, badass. It's an SUV. And with a set of wheels and some fender flares, as you saw, it doesn't look terrible. It looks like a beefed up Fiesta or something like that. So you don't think if the Mach E Mustang can run a 10-second quarter mile, it wouldn't be as comparable as like a Trackhawk? It wouldn't be comparable? You wouldn't love to beat the shit out of Trackhawks? You wouldn't love to beat the shit out of Tesla SUVs? You wouldn't love to beat the shit out of Hellcat Durangos? Really? Really? You're that retarded? Like, look, the Mustang, in terms of a coupe and quote-unquote muscle car, it's not going away. It's not going away. Plain and simple. It's going to be around. This is an option. So if you're a Ford nut hugger, you can have yourself a F-150, a 250, a 350, a Bronco, a Mustang SUV, and a Mustang. Dude, to me, the EcoBoost Mustang kills the Mustang heritage more than this SUV does. It's a motor that blows up idling. It blows up idling. How many of you motherfuckers haven't heard of an EcoBoost motor blowing up stock? Like, I'm telling you, like, stock tune, stock everything. I hear it all the fucking time. All the fucking time. Does that make it a popular thing to get? No, it's a piece of shit. The only reason it's popular is because of fleet sales. That's right. Hertz Rent-A-Car and all those other shits bought a 4-cylinder EcoBoost piece of junk to put in their lot to rent out so that idiots that come... You know how you know someone is on vacation in Florida? They got the convertible top down. They got the convertible top down. That's how you know that guy's on vacation. That guy has a rental. Because Floridians put the top up and turn the AC on. We ain't about that fucking cancer life. Fuck all that shit. The other thing I wanted to talk about is buying the wrong parts. Stop buying GT350 throttle bodies. Everybody, stop buying GT350 throttle bodies. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. Stop buying aftermarket throttle bodies on a stock car. It's stupid. It makes no sense. It's dumb. You're not going to make one more horsepower, and your car's not going to drive as good. Oh, it's because of the tune. No. It's because the fucking throttle body don't belong in that piece of shit. That's why. And I get it. You're out there, you got your stimulus check, and oh my God, if they have another stimulus check shit, I might take a vacation during that whole fucking week. Because now I'm going to be doing flex tunes for guys that couldn't afford a flex tune. And I'm going to be doing that times 1,000 because they got the COVID check. So stop buying throttle bodies. Also, stop buying parts that are literally oxymorons in terms of the name. Like cold air intake. I mean, the name is an oxymoron. Shouldn't it be called ambient air intake? A-I-I. It's not as cool as a CAI, but an AII. What you got there? I got an ambient air intake. What's an ambient air intake? Well, it takes the ambient temperature, multiplies it by like 1.2, and shoves it in the car. What do you mean? Well, it's an ambient air intake. The only time it's a cold air intake, it's when it's cold outside. So anyway, guys, please stop buying stupid parts. Please stop buying dumb oxymoronic parts. I love you. If you're waiting for a nitrous kit, if you just got enough money for the COVID check, you're like, órale, güey, ahora voy para. Now I'm gonna go to the RGV meet and I'm gonna gap that fool because he was talking shit. And you buy 100-shot nitrous kit that you don't know anything about. You plug it in places, red on red, black on black, button, okay. Save for boost. Save for boost. Save for boost. If you already have $2,100 into a nitrous kit, wait another year. There'll be another stimulus check, and you will get boost. Ask Osis Coyote. That guy blew his shit up on nitrous because he wanted more and more and more and more. He said, fuck all this, save for a Paxton. He's been fucking chilling at 830, 840 all the freaking time, having the time of his life. So please, guys, don't just get on the phone and go, what do you think I should put in my car? And whatever the sales guy says next on the other line, vet it. Do some vetting. Go, well, you know what? Let me ask my tuner. Hey, tuner, what do you think about this? And then make your decision. So hopefully you guys can get enough of my opening monologue. Sorry for the people that were on the other chat. I apologize. Scheduling the fucking thing doesn't work for me. Sorry. But Power by the Hour checked in and said, Ford is taking some big swipes lately. I like it so far. Hopefully it all sticks. Me too. Okay. Let's start on the paid chat nice and early so we can get to everybody. Peasant chat. I want to make it all about the chat stuff. I don't want to be a little on the greedy side. I just want to do, a little bit of everything. But again, if you are not excited by the potential of an electric powered Tesla doesn't have a performance. They have a P100D that's dual motor, but they don't have like a GT or a Gran Turismo or a ludicrous mode. Now they're telling you they're going to put rocket boosters on the back of a fucking Roadster and accelerate 0 to 60 in like whatever the hell. I mean, everyone's fucked from a dig, right? You are fucked from a dig if you try to race that car. What will happen is all these guys that have all these cars that are made specifically for no prep stuff, this little Tesla with like rocket boosters is going to beat the shit out of everything. I'm sorry. Probably is. Anyway, Jose Delgado says we want hoodies. Great. Go to a fucking Gap and buy some hoodies. I am not going to pony up $5,000 so then I can sit here shipping hoodies to Guadalajara. I'm good. No, thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks for the $5. Fuck all that shit. Ernie Montalvo gave me $1. Orale. The Blue Life says, Alex, you have another stream. People are in. They're gone now. West Boyd said, I'll pay again. You see Jeep's 392 an electric motor option. Do you think Ford will step up? No. I do not think Ford is going to chase that monster. I think Ford is going to hedge their bets on the design of the Bronco, the 2.3, and the 2.7. I don't think they're going to shove a V8 in it. I think, if anything, they're going to shove the 3.0 or the 3.5 in it as their big boy motor. And you know what? That's okay because it makes good power. A Raptor spec 3.5 or a hopped up 3.0, like the ones that come in the Explorer ST, it'll do okay. Will it do as good as a 392? I don't know. But it'll have more torque, I'll tell you that much. An EcoBoost is always going to have more torque than any of those V8s. Might be comparable in horsepower. So unless it's a 392 that makes 500, I don't think it's going to have a lot on a potential Bronco with a 3.5. Again, but what are we doing? What are you, racing Broncos? Racing Jeeps? What are you, rock crawling with a 392? That's badass. Fuck out of here. It's so you can go blah, 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 blah. I saw a guy say today, oh, Alex, this is so stupid. You can't enjoy the performance of a vehicle if you can't hear it. I'm like, what? There are Fox body guys out there with their two-chamber ass 250 flywheel horsepower saying that their car is better than the Mach E? Really? With your non-AC having ass? With your gangster lean driver's seat having ass? With your hearse shifter sloppy springs having ass? Third gear crunching having ass? Get out of here. Get out of here, Fox body guy. I love this name. Ice Wallow Cum. He said, hey, Alex, what axle back should I get my 15 EcoBoost? Thank you. Don't care because they're all going to sound like choo, 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 choo. It's exactly how they sound. By the way, is a tune television needed? Is a tune revision to television? The Blue Life says, is a tune revision needed for free-flowing exhaust on a Gen 2? What I would do is this. If you've been tuned by us, or anybody, ask them. But if you're tuned by us, I want a log. Stay on that tune, data log it, and see if there's any codes that pop up. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. How's that for an answer? Bitch, yo! Chance Levin says, just got to watch out for the LiPo battery fires. Yeah, because there's so many LiPo battery fires, right, Chance Levin? There's no overheat protection. There's none of that stuff. Come on, stop it. Stop it. It's like saying, oh, watch out for the gasoline explosion. You're driving around with AC refrigerant. You're driving around with gasoline. You're driving around with 20 gallons of fire-causing fluid in the back. You don't hear anyone saying, imagine the guys with the horses going, I ain't going to get one of those. We're driving around with a bomb in the back. I'm going to clip-clop my way. Come on. Take a shit. The horse shits on the street. The tail goes like this. His shit flies. I love my horse. Fucking crazy. I have a 2016 Roush Charge Stage 1. What's needed to make 700 rear wheel horsepower? 12 pounds of boost. Sweet fuel, octane booster, or really good pump gas, and cold air like a PMAS 120, a Deechwork 95 or ID 1050X injector, 79 or 75 millimeter pulley, and really sweet fuel. That's literally what it's gonna take. El Coyote says, I need a new O2 sensor, but I'm staying on A till the end of this year. Should I just leave it as is? Will it really cause negative ramifications? Negative ramifications. Those are big words. El Coyote. Yes, goddammit, they're responsible for fueling correction on your vehicle. Absolutely, you should get it taken care of. Holy shit, we have 726 viewers. What the hell's happening? Ernie Montalvo says, Órale, I'm un balón, and I got an ambient air intake. Flowmaster Outlaws. Hate them. I just started to backfire randomly under Excel and diesel. The gas clogging? You probably have an exhaust leak, because anytime fresh air gets mixed in there with the O2 signal, it kind of does this pop and crackle bullshit. That's why I'm not a big fan of D-cell popping tunes. I know how to make one. We know how to make one. It will fuck up your mufflers. The baffles will explode. I'm glad that where we don't offer it. It's just such a stupid mod. If it's a little pop that happens naturally, fine. We are not going to on purpose make it happen. But Ernie, I think it's just a matter, you probably have an exhaust leak, to be honest with you. So I'd look your exhaust over. Danny Whitlow says, sup, bitch, I'll give me $2. Power by the Hour asked me earlier about Ford taking big swipes at things. DJ Smith, what's up, brother? Doing push-ups. DJ Smith's just been doing push-ups for like the last week. The F-150 Coyote crowd is sitting around 2011 Coyote Mustang knowledge. They all bust out the throttle body, spacers, and busted-ass Spectre intakes. Exactly. I love it when someone says they're full bolt-on and they have a BBK throttle body, BBK headers, a Typhoon intake, and something else. And I'm like, you are stock. Stock bolted on. You're SBO. Stock bolted on. Osis Coyote says, you mean Cuban Coyote? I never ran nitrous. Oh, I'm sorry. Cuban Coyote. You're all the same. Y'all look alike. Yeah, but you Cuban Coyote. Sorry, not Osis Coyote. Osis was NA forever, CJ, and then he ended up going twin turbo. And that thing, once he gets the converter ironed out, it's going to be lethal down in over in California. If he can get it back on the road. I think he's in the middle of a bunch of shit right now. But I'd love to see that car with a proper converter getting after it, because it's light, twin turbo, and an easy setup stock Gen 1 motor with a Hellion twin turbo kit. Lee Paulson said, just cause, and gave me $10. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you very much. Tango says, I have a 19 GT, and should I go a 350 Manny and run until I can go centrifugal, or say for its TVS? I have a 19 GT. Should I go 350 Manny and run till I can go centrifugal, or save for a TVS? No, leave the intake alone. The intake manifold's fine. Just get a centrifugal. Actually, manual. If it is a manual, get a TVS. I would start telling people, if you're a manual, I'm going to tell you to stay away from a centrifugal. Why? Because I have one. And after tuning a bunch of them, that knock in between shifts is a problem. And I think it's the inherent design of the centrifugal and the jerking that happens in between a shift on a manual. On an auto, for whatever reason, it's fine. But on a manual, it's not. Matthew Goodall says, channel support, bitcha. 16 GT just ordered 355s and a compatible differential to help me get out of the hole better than the 315s. Something we can revise, or do I need to order a new tune? You're fine. What I would do is this, Matthew Goodall, do a simulated drag run. Start, go watt, get some grip, and go through the gears. And then, send it in, and then we'll see where OSS needs to shift to make the shift happen exactly where we want it to happen. Usually you don't have to do much. So throw the gears on, log it as is, and we can revise the tune based on the data log. Nolan Gunn says 17 GT PP with a Whipple Gen 3. And as soon as I installed the Whipple, I noticed the lock didn't function anymore. The line lock didn't function anymore. Is this something you've heard of, or can a Luntune remedy this? I don't think the Luntune can remedy that unless you're trying to do it with traction control off. With traction control off, the line lock doesn't work. With traction control on, it should work. My TVS car had everything work. When this guy was TVS, I had everything work. Line lock, everything. Line lock, just hit the fucking brake, dude. Hit the brake. But I don't know. Maybe the calibration changed, and we need to figure out if it's a performance package, is it not a performance package? If it's an auto, we need to figure out what was the stock calibration in it. Maybe the stock, what do you call it? The strategy needs to be uploaded and then transferred over. But I don't think a Luntune can make a line lock feature come back. I just don't think we're not that specific, and we don't have control over the body control module at all. And that's all BCM related. Devin Marth says 17 GT manual 355s, Cooks, manifold, PMAS, ambient air intake. Thank you very much. Just like we're doing free flow and exhaust, we're going to start calling it an ambient air intake. It is not a cold air intake. If it is 90 outside, your air intake is going to be 120. How is that a cold air intake? It is an ambient air intake. Thank you very much. Looking to do cams. And Comp Cam Stage 3 NA or LNM. Comp Cam Stage 3. Comp Cam Stage 3. Say it with me, guys. Comp Cam Stage 3 all the freaking time. Can't find Comp Cam in stock anywhere right now. Looking at other options. Comp Cam Stage 3. Thank you very much. That's what I'm saying. Smoke Magnetic, which is Josh Hubble, says, watch Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s live stream today. Said he is all V8, but the Mach E 1400 is life-changing and scary fast. Basically said, stop whining about V8s and wait to see what's to come. And then Ken Block said, oh, hey, Ford, I can't wait to get my hands on this Mach 1400E and crash it into something. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think people that get into a performance version of an electric vehicle are going to be blown away how scary. Guys, it has all the torque at 0 RPM. You go, whoo, all the torque, 0 RPM, all the torque, guys. I'm going to go waste my next stimulus check on a build transmission from Ben Calamer. Would you recommend the Stage 3 MT82, T56, or TR6060 for a boosted Coyote? All of them. It all depends, because if you have a drive shaft for an MT82 and a shifter for an MT82, get a Stage 3 MT82. If you don't, and you want to get it all new, you get a T56. You're going to have to get a new clutch anyway. The Stage 3 MT82 requires a new clutch. So does the T56. So does the TR6060. So if you already have a shifter that you spend $300 on, if you already have a drive shaft that you spend $600 on, get the Stage 3 MT82. Save a lot of money. Will Coyote 10-speed fit the Explorer? I think, no. I don't think so. No, it has like a transfer case, doesn't it? I don't know. And I don't know that it's a 10R80. According to Jake, he looked it up on the Ford website. I think it is a 10R80, but I think the case is different. Do not quote me on that. Now you're talking about interchanging shit, and I don't know. Arturo Hermosillo, which means he's really pretty, gave me $5. Thank you very much. And Ice Wallow Cum says, drag mode. Everyone and their mom's like, I want the drag mode too. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, guys. Holy shit. They think it's like all of a sudden going to go like 3/10 quicker. It just shifts a little firmer. That's it. Jose Delgado. What's up, brother? He said, what if you're driving a Pinto with a full tank? That's different. That is different. That will blow up. Shout out to my boy Trey in his chat. He swears his NA C6Z will drag us Mustangs. I know it will. It absolutely will. If it's built right, it will drag most boosted Mustangs. Jordan Ravello gave me $10. Didn't say anything. Pragmatic Lunatic said, yo, homie, I can't really find better than E70 locally. Still worth getting an E70 dedicated to for my 16 PP with the Gen 5 Whipple? Yes. I have a guy in Canada. All he can find is E70. He maintains the mix at E70, and that car runs 960s on E70. Basic bitch, Gen 2 bottom end, Gen 1 car, Gen 2 F-150 bottom end, then the Gen 1 top end, and then like Bobo shit, and the thing rolls. I forget his name. Fedon. F-E-D-O-N. Busted his rear end and then had me do like 80 fucking revisions. But I love him because he's smart dude and he gets it. And we're working good together, man. I'm learning, he's learning. But yeah, Pragmatic Lunatic, get a dedicated E70 tune. Make sure it's always E70 in your tank and you should be good to go. What would have been my ideal Mach 1? Mine would have been an EcoBoost 5.0. What? That doesn't even exist. Matthew Gray. That don't even exist. Oh, mine would have been a nuclear-powered fission reactor. It doesn't even exist. EcoBoost 5.0. Making around 550 to 570 crank. Oh, my God. You're fucking killing me, bro. Oh, my God. This is why I'm going to leave the Mustang world. This guy right here. Matthew Gray, thanks for the $10, but you're the reason I'm going to leave the Mustang world. What the fuck are you saying? An EcoBoost fucking 5-liter that only makes 550? The fuck is that? That's whack shit. What do you got? Twin turbo EcoBoost 5.0. What's it make? 550. Anyway, let me finish your question, Matthew. Maybe a little more. Would you been against an EcoBoost, a twin turbo EcoBoost Mach 1? Oh my, it doesn't exist. What do you, a 3.5? What, a 3.5? Talk to me about shit that exists. You know what should have been in that car? An NA version of the Predator. An 11 or 12 to 1 Predator 5.2. with a 350 intake manifold, a big cold air, and good size injectors and twin pumps, which I think it's going to have. Then it should have had a TR6060 or any other transmission than the shit-ass GT350 transmission. It's junk. It's junk. It's stupid. It's stupid. So it should have had a 5.2 NA version of the Predator, 12 to 1 compression, and a 10R80. No DCT. DCT was never going to happen. $20,000 trans. No fucking way. So TR6060 or a NA high compression version of the Predator. You know, NA. Jordan Ravello says, hey, Alex, I have a 19 Ford Mustang GT 10-speed auto completely stock with 25,000 miles. Good for you for driving the shit out of it without throwing a bunch of dumb mods on it. I'm experiencing really hard shifting while on sport mode when it goes from second to third. Is this normal? Yeah. Yeah. Is it tuned? Jordan Ravello. Jordan, are you Cuban? Every time I see someone with the name Y, like Yonce 50 or Jordan or US Navy or USS Reagan. Oh, you like that going down my throat, baby? Hola. Troy Johnson said channel support. Ernie Montalvo says, thanks for your answer and insight. I'm out and I will listen to the show tomorrow. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ernie. Thank you very much for tuning in, brother. Sam Pavot says, I have a Gen 1 car with a crank snapping Pro Charger at 10 PSI and pump gas. Will Comp Cam Stage 3s be okay? Yeah. Comp Cam Stage 3s on boosted pump gas cars seems to relieve a little cylinder pressure, and it just makes a bunch of top end power, which the Pro Charger likes. You're limited to pump gas, but cams are totally worth it on a boosted pump gas car. 100%, sir. Emmanuel Martinez says, hey, Alex, I just upgraded my 3 valve to a 19 GT and was tired of being slow. What do you recommend for mods on my 19 GT? Honestly, just an E85 or a flex tune and leave the cold air stock, the ambient air. Leave the ambient air intake stock. Get some exhaust in there, whether it be headers or free-flowing exhaust. E85. Ben Caliber bought a 2020 MT82 equipped GT with a flex tune. He says it is the most fun car he's owned in a long time. He goes, this thing flies. On the 85, this thing's great. I go, right? And people are immediately throwing ambient air intakes on it and a bunch of Bobo shit that doesn't work. Throttle bodies. And then they're like, it doesn't drive that good. It does its thing in the morning. And Ben's like, dude, I left it stock and it's perfect. I go, right. People overdo it right off the bat. Why is everyone afraid of technology, evolving platforms, and changing to electrics? Real performance enthusiasts, I see. Sarcasm. Exactly. Why are you afraid of progress? When the horseless carriage, aka the car, was coming out, I'm sure people with horses were like, I love it when this horse shits in my face. So now this electric car, what does it threaten? What does it threaten? What? Because you like your car being loud? That's stupid. Like, that's really stupid. If you buy a car to be loud, you are stupid. So, do you like performance? Do you like speed? Yes. Does it have to be loud? Well, there you go. That guy had the loudest electric motors on the planet. It sounded like a fucking Cobra. Wee, 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 wee. Cobras must love that. Cobras during that commercial must have been like, what the hell is that? Oh. Because it's doing all the wee action. I don't know what it's threatening. It's not threatening anything. Nothing's going away. It is just an option. People still ride horses. Stupid. Alex, I have to get a BAP. Which one is needed? Single or dual? I have a supercharged 5-liter. Currently has ID 1050s, manual car stock. Single. You only have one fuel pump drive module. If you have two fuel pump drive modules, you'll more than likely need two or to split the signal between both of them. Do you know what I am saying? Daniel Green talking shit with 20 bucks and said, did I scare Carson Little away? Daniel Green, I must say, Kyle Brandon is being super slick. He is doing it under the radar, supporting the channel, not publicly, but privately. I appreciate him. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and get the Steeda bumper support because of his recent contributions. He said, use this to buy the Steeda front bumper support. It saves weight on the red car. And I'm going to do that. Did you guys see the red car go from 12.4? And then with weight reduction and revised shifting, go 1190, 96? I shifted the 350 intake manifold at 400 RPM and it went quicker. Not 8,000. Oh, but the 350 manifold makes in the 350 with 350 cams and 350 heads. But when you put a 350 manifold in a Mustang with Mustang cams, guess what? Anything past 7,500 RPMs does nothing. I was shifting at 8, nothing. Once I shifted it at 7,500, it was in his power band. It wasn't nosing over anymore, and it went. That with weight reduction, 4/10 quicker. Badass stuff. Marcus Chester says, just want to say thanks for getting my 15 with a Vortec V3 dialed in. Car's running great and your videos help so much with the misfire issue. Awesome. Yes, I think it was some crank relearn stuff and injector stuff I think he had going on. Very cool. 804 viewers. That's like a new high for this year. Juan Carreno says, will a Helion 6266 top mount twin turbo with a 4 triple pump system and ID 1300s with 6 pounds wastegate tuned by y'all already? Oh, okay. What else should I get? Will 700 be safe on 12 to 13 pounds? I don't even know what car you got, Juan. I don't know if it's Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. I don't know if it's a manual, an auto. I have no idea what car you have. I love you. You spent the money, but I wish you gave me more info. Hey, Alex, looking at this 11 GT California Special with 64,000 miles for 15,000. Sketchy or good deal? That sounds sketchy. California Specials commanded a decent amount of money back in their day. But Gen 1 Mustangs, especially Gen 1, like Gen 1A. There's Gen 1A, 11 and 12, then Gen 1B. Some people call those Gen 2, but it's not. It's just a different motor, slightly different. No oil squirters. That's probably okay money, depending on the condition of the car. If the interior's a little beat, someone's jizzed all over the seats, it might not be primo tits. Do you know what I am saying? So take it for a drive, do a compression check if they allow it, and if everything comes back good, buy it. Wild Horse Garage says, but Alex, in your other multiple videos, you say AAIs look like the PMAS are good. So which one is it, good or bad? Look, PMAS cold air intakes have the best data. I can take a PMAS tune and copy paste because the process, the manufacturing process is so consistent that I can go, here you go. No problem. Now, other manufacturers are awful at the repetition of the diameter, and the diameter under heat becomes adjustable. It's an adjustable math curve. Now, if you are in cold weather environments, yes, the car is going to make more power with an open air element intake. If you are in hot weather environments, you're not going to make as much power. You got to keep IAT low. So it sounds really stupid to say this, but guess what? In the summer, you might not want to run an open air element. You might not. Why would you want to run an open air element in the summer when it's 90 most of the time. Then you go to the track, IATs are 120 and up. But in the fall and winter or early spring, 50, 60, 70 degrees. You want that open air element intake. Guys, it's not that hard to figure out. It really isn't. I am not contradicting myself. It is still an ambient air intake. It is an ambient. How does it convert 90 degree air to 40 degree air? Is there some kind of fission process that happens at here, there? It goes 90, 40, 90, 40, 100, 80. No, it goes 100, 120, 90, 110. 80, 90, 60, about 70. It's not that hard to figure out, guys. Come on, get with it. Get with it. Let's go. Let's get with it. Let's not be Dodge guys. Let's not be Camaro guys. Let's try to be above that shit. You know that throttle bodies are bullshit, most of them, especially if the manifold is stock. You know that ambient air intakes, they're not cold air unless it's freezing outside. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get above the bullshit. Hey, let's look at, I already got that. Shit. Jose E says 11 to 14 low mileage GT or higher mileage Boss 302. Always a Boss 302. Always a Boss 302. They're very similar in price and not planning a big boy power. So what would you go with? Always a Boss 302. Always a Boss 302 if the price is similar. 100%. Always. Jared Bryan says, Lund tuned like 2 weeks ago. My car poops like a mofo. I can't wait to post a video with caption. Can't believe Lund finally made my pop tune. Love you. Not on purpose. Fuck all that. Bandy says, what's your opinion on Cook's green catted headers? I don't co-sign on any aftermarket headers. None. Because I have been on a dyno and seen a green cat, whether it be Cook's or another brand, spit out the bitch on a car that made 900 wheel. For whatever reason, this gentleman had 900 wheel and he thought, well, it's going to be emissions compliant. No catalytic converter lives long enough at that power level. It just doesn't. You cannot dump enough fuel to keep the cat cool and make power at that power level. You just cannot. So in my opinion, any cat that is not factory is not worth it, in my most humble of opinions. It is a gimmick, in my opinion. It says, if they make it more likely to pass emissions, is the support to 900 horsepower just a gimmick for them to sell these headers? Yes, that's my opinion. I don't think any green catted anything that I've seen, and this is based on experience, not just bullshit. I've seen them fail once they get hot enough. You look at my video talking about aftermarket catalytic converters. That catalytic converter I have in my hand was a high flow cat. Channel support, Bana, Eric Vega says, you seen the false knock regardless of centrifugal brand? Yes. Whether it be Pro Chargers, Paxton, or Vortec, on a manual car, when you shift, it seems to cause knock issues. Some more than others, some not. But it's like 98% of the cars have knock issues. John Mahovitz went 588 with a 90 millimeter throttle body, period. Oh, yeah, okay. And 48 pounds of boost. Killer Coyote, please shut up. John Mahovitz went 588 with a 90 millimeter throttle body. Oh, everybody buy a 90 millimeter throttle body. You'll go 588. You'll go 588. How can you watch out for knock in an 09 GT500? You can't. You got to pull the plugs. You got to be like, there's some speckling in that plug. It's knocking. Planning on going with a full 4-fuel kit, 1300Xs and E85 and tuning from Lund. There is no way unless you actually pull plugs on a regular basis. Ryan Bosley says, channel support from the People's Republic of Canada. Thank you very much. Cream Pie Senpai says, 17 GT performance pack with a Whipple Gen 3 stage 2 with a 3625 upper, D-Work 72 pound injectors. I have a D-Work laying around and was wondering if I'll make the huge difference over the stock fuel pump when tuning. Power prediction. It's going to make the same as if a stock pump was in there. It's just going to like, the D-Works 400 is pushing the same fuel that's in the tank than a stock pump would. It's going to go, here's a shit-ass 93. Here you go. Here, you want... And then the D-Works is going to go, here's more shit-ass 90. Here's a lot more of this shit-ass 93. Here you go. You're going to make more power? No, because you're still pushing the shit-ass 93 into the car. You understand? Octane makes power, not fuel pump size. By that measurement, or by that sentence, if you put 2 Magna Fuel 750s in a car with 93 octane, how much power can you make? Whatever the 93 can tolerate, or whatever the car can tolerate in terms of the gas. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're pushing shit-ass 93, a big or small pump is still pushing shit-ass 93. Come on, man. Guys. I can't believe I've been doing this for a year and you still ask those questions. Orale. Wait. No chemical. You're still asking stupid questions. I love you. I'd love to take your money. But the reason I started this show is so those stupid questions don't exist. I've done a year's worth of these shows. And for someone to say, hey, I got a bigger fuel pump gas, how much power can I make? I failed you. I have failed you. Cream pie, senpai. You disappoint. David Jeffrey says, Orale, jefe gato, ¿cómo está? What are your thoughts on the EcoBoost Mustang having a 2.7 or Raptor spec 3.5 instead of the 2.3? Apoyo, préstame culo. Yes, if the Mustang got the F-150 2.7 V6 twin turbo, that is a winner. It makes a lot of torque. It makes real good horsepower, and it'll be comparable. Now, that is the issue because people will start modding that, and it'll probably be better than the GT in stock form. And people are going to be competing against each other. The 2.3 was such a dud that it made you look at the GT and go, I think I want the GT. Fuck all that. Fuck all that with the 2.3. Because what happens? You graduate. You go 2-valve, 3-valve, EcoBoost, GT, Coyote. That's literally the lineage. Lock VCT on the cams or leave them alone. Leave them alone unless you're making 1,500 horsepower and you're having issues controlling the phasing. Gato says, some dude in Houston by the name of Jose claiming to be the fastest NA Mustang. Are we still boys? Who cares about NA applications? We care about NA applications, but if they don't come across our tuning queue, I'm not going to go out. I'm building my own just to fuck around, but I'm not racing nobody. I'm doing draggy shit because guess what? That's plenty for me. I don't. Racing people in Florida is a cancer. It's a cancer racing people in Florida. Your car end up getting stolen. Like if you race people in Florida, you either will make them sell the car or your car will get stolen so that you can't beat them again. That's how it is here. So I don't race. I don't go to any meets because meets are full of shitheads. I don't fuck with anybody. Like Logic said, I don't fuck with nobody. I do my own thing. I go home. I play with my dog and my girl. I don't fuck with nobody. That's the right way to do it. Juan Careno says 10R80 2019. My bad. I'm stupid. I don't even know your question, bro. I don't know your question. I love you. I don't even know your question. $2 and like, okay, let me scroll up. You did pay. I'll scroll up, Juan. Juan Careno. This is what I do, people. Juan Careno paid. So I'm going to go back. Devin, Smoke, Gerardo, Arturo. Fuck me, man. This is, oh man. Sam, Emmanuel, Diaz, Marcus. So with the Hellion, okay, so he has a 19 auto with the Hellion 6266. Will it make sense? If you got a fuel system, if you have a fuel system of triple pump fuel system on 1300s with 6 pounds, you can make 850 safely, dude. You can make 850 safely. Yeah, you can make, if you got E85 in a return style fuel system on a 19 auto, you can make 850 safely, Juan Careno. Okay. Naman Barrow says, channel support, my guy. Thank you for the $50, dude. I really appreciate that. You don't have to. I appreciate everything you guys give. You know, don't go crazy, please. I love you guys. Let's keep it tight. You got to feed the kids. You know what I'm saying? Been following you since YOLO Douchebag days. Didn't get to start watching this show until the 30th episode, but I've watched one show a day till now. Keep telling all the truth. Most people get butthurt listening to. I'm telling you, man. If you look back on my channel, I talked about the Mustang Mach E and its potential. And nobody believed me. They thought I was stupid. You're an asshole. I talked about the 7.3, how it'll never end up in a Mustang. And I was called stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's going to end up in swap vehicles because some people want push rod dinosaur engines back in their cars because they're afraid of Coyote. They're still going to get gapped by Coyote cars, but the 7.3 is never going to come in a Mustang from the factory. Number one, it doesn't meet. It comes in an F-250 that is exempt from fuel mileage requirements. So to put that in a Mustang and make it compliant with fuel emissions requirements for that size vehicle will never happen. God damn. Jordan Ravello says, yes, I'm Cuban. Thank you, bicho, because his name starts with a Y. Because when the Cubans were on the boat, on the raft coming back, they were like, U.S. Navy. Your name is now U.S. Navy. Your name is now U.S. Coast Guard. Your name is now USS Enterprise. My car's not tuned yet. Would a tune help the second and third shift not to be so aggressive? So you're telling me it's doing its stock. You're telling me an 18 automatic Mustang is doing stock weird shit on the 2.3? I love it when we tune somebody and then they complain about harsh shifts. And I'm like, we didn't do anything to that area. Oh, it's the tune. It only happened after the tune. Jordan, I don't think a tune is going to fix an already apparent issue in your car. That could be signs that the valve body, it's on its way out. So you have a warranty. You have an 18 Mustang. You have a warranty. Take that bitch in for warranty. C6Z06 heads cam intake or S550 boosted auto because MT82 sucks donkey dick. What car would you rather have? The C6Z. Come on, that's easy, guys. The C6Z is a badass ride. Badass ride. Now, the S550 is only going to be a straight line monster. Actually, the C6Z is only going to be a straight line monster too. That's actually a good one. C6Z, man. I got an auto boosted car and I got rid of it. Now I have an auto boosted Fairmont, and honestly, I don't care much about that car either. I love it. It's cool. I want to run the number. I want to do right by Edelbrock and Kong and everyone that sponsored and helped and FIC and Power by the Hour. But once my goals are met, I'm getting a stick AC Cobra. Run and tell that, homeboy. Das Boop says, anything better than the McLeod clutches for the 10-hour cars yet? I heard Midnight made a way to add more steels. Mach E for the win. Hit up Manuel. Hit up Manuel. He's got a way of shoving more clutches in there. He does some stuff with the steel stuff, some special sauce stuff. I'll let you talk to him directly because I don't know the particulars about it, to be honest with you. I see people that have stock clutches up to 700 horsepower have no issues. At about 800, 850, they need clutches. But at that point is when the 10R80 starts sucking all the dick and starts having issues. It starts missing shifts. It starts not going in gear. It starts flaring because the 10R80 is still not as good as the 6R80. Quote me on that shit. Daniel Green gave me $20. Said, will the ported 18 be okay for my Voodoo swap? Or do I need a 350 throttle body? If so, your thoughts. Voodoo swap? Why don't you get a 350 intake? Do you not have a 350 intake manifold? Daniel Green, I would do your best to get your hands on a 350 throttle body and a 350 intake manifold because that's how I was tuned. That's how I was tuned. What did someone play here? Who played here? This is Junior. Because what happens? You graduate. You go... 2 valves. Okay, he's playing back my show. Okay, I'll check that later. Love the guys. Okay, so Daniel Green, try to get. If you're gonna do a Voodoo swap, that means we're gonna use a Voodoo file. That means you need Voodoo shit. 350 in manifold, 350 throttle body. In my most humble of opinions. Bandy says, "Thanks, Alex. Here's some more channel support. Taking good notes for when my money's right. Appreciate you greatly. Thank you, Bandy. Appreciate you, brother." Nickel White says, "What's the best CJ throttle body for an NA car?" Here it is, guys. The best throttle body for a CJ equipped car is the Ford Racing Twin 65. What about the 800 millimeter mono? What about the... But I saw this guy on the NA forums. Look at here, brother. The bigger throttle body will always going to perform better and 2-inch header primaries, brother. The NA car forums are the biggest cancer in the Coyote community. The most misinformed people on the planet are in those forums. Go ahead. Take a peek in there one of these days. Woo! So there you go, Nickel White. And don't tell me about anything else. I literally told you the answer. I have never had any issue with a CJ65. I repeat, I've never had an issue with a CJ65. 5 years tuning, okay? I can't believe I've been tuning 5 years. I've never had an issue with a CJ65. Vato Zone for the one. Poor boy, give me $5 to say that. Leave it to Beaner says, channel support for my favorite bald-headed bicho. Maybe you can pay pachanga now. Hey, deja que pachanga se averigüe. Do you know what I'm saying? Who are you that I should know you? Alex out here sounding like Eric Carmen when he pretended to be Mexican and tried to. How can I reach the kids? Kona Blue Balls Coyote said that, and that is a great episode. Thoughts on porting the 18 manifold and Throttle body? Yee or nah? Nah. You can port the manifold. I'm okay porting the manifold. I'm not okay with porting the throttle body because why? Why? Are you going to make the blade bigger? Is the blade somehow going to become bigger? Or is the area around the blade somehow going to become bigger? Oh, you're going to make a leak. You're going to introduce more arid idle. Oh, you know what? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Installing an IAT2 sensor for my water meth setup to see the change in temps after spraying the water meth. Where would you recommend the location of the IAT2 sensor be? It's on a Paxton setup. Somewhere in the manifold, right? You might have to do some kind of custom bullshit, to make it. I don't know how much boost you can push through a car and still have it sealed, because there is no threaded area on a NA manifold to be able to put an IAT2 sensor. But somewhere in the manifold, like if you take your cues from where blowers have it, there's usually on the backside, right? Because when the air comes in, it goes whoop, and it distributes, some on the backside. But yeah, if you can get an IAT2 sensor so that the car sees colder air temps and the tune is happier, basically breaking out the mass airflow IAT signal to the manifold, that's the way to do it. You, Peyton Pruitt, have been listening. I love you very much. But it's going to have to be somewhere in the manifold. I can't tell you where, because if I tell you, do it on the top, and then you all told me to do it here, I ruined the manifold. Diaz Farm Fam says, are all the BAPs the same? What would you recommend? I like plug-and-play boosted pumps. Now, the nice thing about the JMS boosted pumps is they're adjustable. You can do it by pedal position. You can do it by boost with a hop switch, or you can just go, give me 22 volts. You can go 16, 18, 22. You can do whatever you want. Therein lies the problem. Some things that are adjustable should not be adjusted, like nitrous kits. The biggest issue we have with nitrous kits is you don't know what the fuck you're doing with nitrous kits. So you're just spraying shit, doing dumb shit, jetting it wrong, and saying it's my problem. You know how many times I've told the guys, get a bigger fuel jet. Why? Just get a bigger fuel jet. Okay, log it. Okay, it's mint. Oh, it's mint? Yeah, it's mint. What do you mean? It's done. Oh, I had to do it? Yeah. You mean the fueling is up to me? Yeah. You mean the activation is up to me? Yeah. Everything is up to you. Bitch. Diaz Farm. I like the plug and plays though. Get a VMP plug and play. I think Lethal has their own version, and so does Vortec. I think they're all the same. Emmanuel Martinez says, I want to get tuned by Lum, but I also want an E85 tune. And would I be able to switch from E85 to 91 octane? The reason I ask is because the closest E85 is an hour away. Yes, that's why we have the flex fuel tune. It's convenient. Now, what I'm doing now is when someone gets a flex tune, I ask them, do you know what it is? They're like, no. So you bought it not knowing what it was? Yeah. I saw it. I thought, I want it. You bought something not knowing how it works and what it does. Right. Can I get it? Okay. And then I explain to them what the flex fuel tune is, and they're like, oh, yeah, can I just get a dedicated E85R tune? I'm like, yeah, buddy. Bye. Here you go. Here's your tune. Bye. Don't talk to me ever. Bye. See ya. David Jaffrey says, say crossplane crank, apoyo culo totín y canal. Crossplane crank? Okay. Crossplane crank. Oh, you want me to say crossplane crank? I think you guys like me to yell, but I'll do it. I'm a monkey for money. Fuck it. Poor Boy says, what's your thoughts on the CNC clutches? Like the Music Factory? Do they make clutches? I wish I could play the song and not get copyright bullshitted. I don't know much about the CNC clutches. Let me see if the Luns do. Me what? Okay, no. They're talking about Epstein stuff. But I don't know. I'm sorry, Poor Boy. I don't know much about CNC clutches. I don't know. Remember my RPM stall issue on my 18 GT 10R80 ended up being the cam phaser, Cesar Sebreros says. Getting replaced under warranty, but used my Lund tune 2 days. Can't wait to try it again once my car is back. Now, if you have a Gen 3 car, listen to me, everyone that has a Gen 3 car. If all of a sudden you're at a light, la 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 la, and the car's like, la 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 la, for no reason, you're like, I didn't do that. I guarantee your intake cam is falling out of phasing. It's like 30, chilling, 30, 0. And the car goes like a cam lope, and it comes back. So that means you're either due for an oil change or you have an actual phaser issue. What do you mean oil change? What does oil have to do with the cam phasing? Everything. It has everything to do with it. So if you're close to an oil change, especially you guys that are on E85, if you're on E85, I would change my oil more frequently than if I was on pump gas, because there is some inherent, blow by basically. So fuel does get into. Have you ever changed your oil and it goes, this smells like E85? Right, it gets through, especially in the morning when you're cranking the car and we have to pretty much fire hose the injectors to get the car to start, because ethanol doesn't like to light in cold environments. It's hard to light ethanol. So you're going to need to change your oil more often, and that could cause phasing issues of the intake cam to become more prevalent, especially in warmer climates and on E85. Trust me. Own 2 Gen 3 Mustangs, both had the same issue. A little personal, what's your favorite thing to do when you're not remote tuning, going to the gym, etc.? Yes, King B, I really do enjoy going to the gym. Not lately, though. They make you wear a fucking mask. But I kind of like it because it leaves me alone. People don't bother me about masks. I just put it on, boom, do my thing, work out, and get out. But when I'm off, I'm a beach guy. The beach here is phenomenal. And I love the gym. The gym is fun. And I do the gym in the morning now because I need to be expelled of any energy when I'm talking to people. Because today some guy got sideways. I was on the 5th revision of E85 boosted and he asked for a refund. And I was like, I just told you what your issue is. Meaning he was having false knock with a centrifugal supercharger. I'm like, look for false knock indicators. But the tune is done. The tune is doing what it's supposed to do. It's knocking on a shift. I cannot make it knock on a shift. And he's like, I want my money back. I'm like, go ahead, fight us. We're going to win that one. Go ahead. Oh, I was all sideways. But King B, yeah, I don't mind answering personal shit. It's all good, bro. Cream Pie Senpai says, my apologies. I forgot about fuel. I'm in Germany and running the Shell Racing 100 RON 95 to 96 octane. And I forgot your first question, but because we're actually late on the chat, we're going to go back up. Cream Pie Senpai. Here you go. 17 GT Performance Pack with the Whipple Gen 3, 362. Whoa, 3625 with a 96 octane. Ooh, I would data log that, brother. I'd want to see a data log of that, see how that fuel is comparing to 93 octane from the US before I give you any thumbs up as to what's happening. If you're tuned by us, brother. Brother. No problem, Cream Pie Senpai. Great name. You have kids? Yeah, I got a couple kids. Actually, what about just desensitizing the knock sensor when running tested E85 for centrifugal, or not even risk it? Probably a dumb question. Not a dumb question. Very smart question. I am more likely to desensitize your knock sensors on E85 knowing that we have the available octane than on pump gas. On pump gas, I don't like to play that game. I don't like to play let's desensitize the knock sensors, because what if it's real knock? But on E85, I know you got the goods. And if it's tested E85 and good quality sweet stuff, I'm like, yeah, let's desensitize them a little bit. You still have to agree to a disclaimer to saying you're not going to talk shit on us because you're agreeing to desensitize the knock sensors. But I am way more likely to do it on E85. Once I get a return style fuel system in the white car, I'm going to go 85, and that bitch is going to be at 85 forever. And the knock sensors are going to be 0. This guy lives on E85, knock sensors are at 0. My car, the white car, when it goes on E85, knock sensors will be at 0. Fairmont, E85, knock sensors are at 0. How do I monitor what's going on? I pull the spark plugs. I pull the spark plugs periodically after a pull and go, bitch, I'm doing good. Put it back in, let it go. Cobra guys don't have knock sensors. Early GT500 guys don't have knock sensors. Actually, Cobra guys can put knock sensors into their shit, but by and large, they don't. Neither the early GT500s, neither the 2 valves. Come on. 11 GT M6 Lund Tune car drives like shit with advanced track on. Does that seem about right, or is it all in my head? It's all in your head, Rape Tape. With advanced track on, it drives like shit, or is it when you launch, it shuts the throttle? That's what it's supposed to do. Eric Vega says, I already answered his question. Will Firth says, know of anyone closer to the West Coast that's reputable that can build a 10R80? Why don't you just have Power by the Hour build it, or Manuel? Just send yours to him. Like, you send him a trans, I think they send you one back right away that's already built. Unless it's like a 2-day turnaround, a 3-day turnaround with his shit. But I would hit up the ones that know how to do it. Power by the hour and Manuel. Channel support, perro, keep up the good work. Bitcho, do you miss the old Fox body? I have a Fox body. You mean the a coupe? Yeah, I had a coupe Fox body. What I don't miss about it was, no AC, it's loud, I stank like gas. What I miss about it was the raw feeling it had. But it was actually a pretty quick car. If it was like a 13.0, 14.2 car, I wouldn't give a shit. But it was an 11.7, 11.50 car. It was fucking fun as shit for having almost no mods. Daniel Green says, engine didn't come with it, unfortunately. It had an 18 with lockouts. You know what? Then, okay. If it's going to be, you're going to have to get a 350, at least a 350 throttle body, Daniel Green. Yeah. Get a 350 throttle body because if you're using a Voodoo control pack of some sorts, you're going to have to because it's a 350, it's a flat plane crank and the GT350 cam, so the firing order is baked in, so you need you need the harness to be 350 harness, so we're going to have to tune it like a 350, so get a 350 throttle body. Yes, sir. Ryan Dillon, what's up? 2022 prediction. The dating channel passes up this channel. Shit's getting lit over there. I still tune in for current Mustang bullshit and laugh at people asking the same question. The other channel is where it's at. If I have 770 people on right now, guys, go over to that dating channel. You'll see my face. I'm telling you guys, I still to this day laugh my ass off at some of the stupid conversations we have. It is more of a me on a personal level. We talk shit on women. We talk shit on relationships. We talk shit about anything. Here it is just Mustang stuff. But Ryan Dillon, that'd be cool. But that channel is generating income, and I finally surpassed 2,000 subscribers within a pretty relatively short period of time. I'm very happy that channel's doing good, and that channel to me is more genuine. This one is more of a tech channel, and look at my Mustang shit, and let's make the NA Mustang a 10-second car on the street. But that dating channel, if you guys haven't subscribed, get over there. Check it out. It's pretty good. It's good shit. You don't have to subscribe either. Fuck it. Just watch the episodes. It's a good time. But Ryan Dillon, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Because that channel to me is unbelievably fun to do. 19GT says GM is releasing a 2023 C8 Grand Sport with hybrid power. You're 100% right. Guys, I'm fucking Nostradamus. I'm really not. I just know the lineage of things. Meaning, you cannot go, 3-valve, 4-valve, Coyote, 7.3. No, you go lower displacement, hybrid power, torque, electric. Now that this 1400 thing shows the capability of what it can do, you don't think that technology is going to bleed itself into Mustang F-150? They already have a hybrid-ish F-150. They have a hybrid-ish Aviator. You don't think they're going to have that in the Mustang, the Corvette? Come on. It wasn't even turned on, Carlito. Okay. So, 2014 built. I said bullet. David Kelly gave me $20 and he said, I have a 14 built and sleeved single 80mm triple pump fuel system. Wow. A sleeved single 80mm triple pump fuel system. Wow. I'm ready to go. But I have Deechworks 2000 injectors. Lund doesn't support them, which I purchased them before they were not supported by Lund. What do you do in my shoes? You sell the Deechworks 2000s or these are your options. These are your options. I'd love your business as a Lund Racing customer, employee. You can find a tuner that'll tune Deechworks 2000s. Or if you want to get tuned by Lund, you get the injector that Lund likes. We don't do it because we're a cookie cutter and we're just going to watch television. Come on, I built engines before. I got my 800 on pump gas. I built engines. We know what works. We have the formula. We've done it. We've seen it many times. So you don't waste time and we don't waste time. We recommend injectors. That does not mean you have to get tuned by us. You can go somewhere else and get Bobo tuned. I don't care. But if you want to get tuned by Lund Racing, 1700s, 1700Xs, 1300Xs, I'm telling you, listen to your tuner if you want to get tuned by us. If you don't want to get tuned by us and you want to keep the Deechworks 2000s, there might be other tuners that will give those things a try. That's what I would do. I'd love your business, but I also, got to let you know, if you don't want to sell them, you got to look for another tuner. If you want to get tuned by Lund, you got to play by Lund rules. David Jeffrey says, what would your reaction be if you get pulled over by an unmarked D-Badge Hellcat Charger and Challenger? Apoyo, préstamo y totín. That would be so fucking cool. I'm like, can I get a ride? That thing's, it's cool. I saw the Super Sport Charger. 700, whatever the fuck, 0 to 60 in 3.8, which this does 3.89, so it's right there. But I think it'll be you won't see Hellcat shit. You'll see like the slightly higher version, like the 392 or whatever the fuck they got anymore. But I don't think you'll see a Hellcat unmarked cruiser pulling anyone over. No, it's a $100,000 car almost. It's crazy. Could you shout out my friend Jose who traveled from H-Town to Dallas just to get drugged down the tollway by a 5th gen Camaro on a Kamlope? He's tuned by y'all. Please shame this man into a different car. Oh my God. Jose, who traveled from Houston to Dallas to get drugged down the tollways to a 5th gen Camaro on a Kamlope. He's tuned by y'all. Please shame this man into a different car. Guys, stop grudge racing naturally aspirated cars. Really? What planet are we on? Street Outlawville? Like, really? You guys are out there betting money on NA cars? Like, I got a race tonight. Oh, shit. What do you got done? Oh, I got a BBK throttle body and gutted cats. You know, used one of those air hammers and I gutted the cats. I called out this guy talking shit. What? Fuck. I got a Fairmont that runs 8s. I don't call anybody out because I'm not that stupid. No. Calling people out. Go to Dallas 5 hours away and get drugged by a fucking catfish. Holy shit, Jose. Gato, you gotta dump him as your friend. You can't associate with people like that. Man of War says channel support. Will Firth says, I did sign a disclaimer to turn my knock sensors off my Paxton, so if my engine blows up, I can sue Lund Racing. Laughing my ass off. Just kidding. Shout out to Dakota. My Gen 3 is moving out on E85. Badass, Will. 727. Steve D, how's your back doing, brother? Channel support, but that dating channel is great. Inverted 69, still hilarious, by the way. Ported entanglement. Do I need a revision? LOL. I'm telling you, that channel is going to be way more popular than this channel, but I'm going to give it at least a year or two because it's going to be... That thing is taking off. You could see it's organic. It's a ton of fun to do. Fuck. Where are you? Steve D. Oh, shit. What the hell happened here? I got like 5 people that... Okay. 4 Valve Slow Yodi Daniel says, channel support, bitcho, $5. Thank you very much, sir. Eric S, $5. Nothing to say. My favorite type of question. Frequency CYZX11, $20. Says, I have a Hellcat currently, but I'm looking to buy a local 15 Mustang performance package car with a Pro Charger. I do miss my 18 and 19 GT that I had. Should I be worried about drivability and longevity on any component? Nah, you're good. You just got to know that if you're going to get tuned on that car, a lot of people are selling their cars and not even telling you who's tuning them or nothing. They just go, oh yeah, it runs great. Bye. Do yourself a favor. If it has a Pro Charger, make sure the crank isn't walking. Secondly, do a compression check on it. Thirdly, get all the information on it. Who is it tuned by? What's the ticket number? When's the last time it was a revision? Compression check. I mean, you got to do a complete health and wellness check on a vehicle that is modified like that. In my most humble opinion. Eric Vega says, gracias, pana. Also, cams going on a phase and people still call him BS of oil. It's real. I've replaced so many clogged solenoids due to poor maintenance. Sincerely, certified Ford Tech. But are you ASE certified? Yeah, it's true. I've seen it. Just people don't want to believe someone that works at a place that does more Mustangs in a month than most shops do in a year. The Mustang House says, actually, the psychotic one was first. He said, Jesus, HBO pay-per-view was first. He says, where do you recommend to get gears done? Where did you go for installation? Had mine installed with Gear Wine on D-Cell 1 year ago. Need to redo them. I had Mikey do mine, and I had Donnie do mine. Local people that know what the hell they're doing. 2 people that I trust to do gears. And John Lund Sr. That's the only other guy that I trust to do gears, only because he is so meticulous. Sorry, I can't recommend just a general shop. Maybe you can go to Midnight Performance if you're in Houston. Manuel's a very qualified, not just a tech, he's becoming a good welder too. So, I mean, someone like that just does general good work and builds quick cars, I'd go to them. The psychotic one says, I had you turn my shift assist off in the tune. It's better, but I did a data log and it's still hanging the throttle. Is there a way to make the throttle act strictly like a cable throttle would? Absolutely not. No way. The pedal is a torque requester. And it's going, I want this much torque. And the throttle body's going, okay, we'll give you this throttle angle. So there might be a hardware fault. Again, psychotic one. If all the cars I tune don't have that issue and yours does, there has to be a variable. So we have to make sure that there's no actual sensor issue, that they pull the harness out, make sure the pins aren't pushed in. You got to go through the whole process of checking that nothing is off mechanically on that car. The Mustang House says, I have a 19 GT with a 10-speed. Only mods I've done what it is drop in Cannon, filter, and resonator, delete, X-Pipe, and Flowmasters. What do you recommend next? E85. Telling you, bro, if you can't find E85, some headers and free-flowing exhaust. That's really going to open her up, in my opinion. YouTube Pro Pen Free Speech Liberal Company says, after a $5 donation, thank you very much. When I go free-flowing exhaust, what's the process to pass the yearly test? Ooh, now you're asking those unaskable questions. Remove the headers completely and revert to stock exhaust just to get a restricted mid pipe. It depends on your state, right? If your state requires the catalytic converters to be on, guys, you might have to revert back. I'm sorry. I had to in Massachusetts. When I was in Massachusetts, you know what I had to do every year? The dance. Exhaust off, exhaust on, drive cycle, pass inspection, exhaust off, exhaust on. Every year. Every 2 years, because emissions was every other year and then a safety. So every emissions test was every 2 years on the vehicle. Was that new? YouTube corrupt banner free speech. That's probably what you're going to have to do. I can't make you pass based on a calibration. That is illegal. That's the quickest way to get put out of business. Do you also see false knock turbo MT82 cars? Yes, El Coyote. I've seen false knock on turbo MT82 cars. The amount of, if you look at an engine, if you mount a GoPro inside an engine and one of those nice stabilizing GoPros and put it like on the fender, the engine rocks like this, like insane. So you got turbo piping, you got thermostat housing, this and that, and when a shift it goes wah, bah, bah. Autos go woo doo doo, barely any shaking because you're off the throttle, on the throttle. Or you do a hard shift and you're not fast enough and it torques over and the headers rub on the body, the piping rubs on something, the centrifugal, because the centrifugal is mounted away from the car, guys, right? The centrifugal, the drive assembly is here and the centrifugal is just a little, it's a big old hunk of thing with a bracket on the top of the motor sticking out with a belt. There's going to be some harmonics. Wait a minute. I got lost. Okay. Alex, I got an 84 hanger that I just need to flick. Okay. Alex, I got an 84 hanger that I just like to flick that causes frontal ejection and unwanted back pressure. Do I need a revision? Alex, I just got an 84 hanger. 84 hanger that I just like to flick that causes frontal ejection. Is he talking about like flicking his balls? I'm so lost. He paid $15 for that and I don't know what the hell he's saying. Thanks for I just don't know what you're saying. Frequency ZX11 says, dumb question. What are some indicators of crank walk? I'm kidding. I'm just totally kidding. I'm kidding because Pro Charger, crank, I love fucking with Pro Charger. It's fun. It's a good time. What are the indicators of crank walk, he said. Oh, shit. Mr. Laid Back Fuckback says, I have a 17 GT. What's my first mod? Tune free flowing exhaust, the 85. Do it up, bitch. El Coyote says, thanks, brother. I Swallow Cum says, serious question. I was about to do a D1X Pro Charger for my A1019 GT. You prefer Vortec? Which Vortec kit would you do? Look, honestly, it doesn't matter. They both tune pretty damn good. I like Vortec because I dislike Pro Charger. That's bias, 100% bias. Do I tune Pro Chargers? Absolutely. Do I tune more Vortex and Paxton than Pro Chargers? Absolutely. On an automatic, will they make power? Absolutely. On a manual, will they knock on a shift? Absolutely. HBO Pay For You says, I'm in here in Florida. How do I contact them for installing my gears? I assume the people you recommend work with Lund. You said Mikey and who else? Lujan Motorsports in Miami. Tradition Motorsports in Tradition. Who else? Power by the Hour doesn't work on cars anymore, but Mikey from Power by the Hour does some work. So hit them up. That guy's named Mike Chamberlain. Full Auto GT says, I got an 18A10 Lund Tune 85. Any torque reduction left in the tune? Or is it completely stable stock intake? How much horsepower gained from long tubes? Probably about 15, 10 to 15 with long tubes. And the torque reduction, if you got like a drag mode tune, it's off. And that's just going to bang shit and it's going to drive like ass, except when it's watt and it'll shift firm. Is it going to go any faster? Probably not. Ford More Performance says that Daniel Green, I have a 350 ambient air intake and a 350 throttle body, I can let go. Going 15 to 17 throttle body with a 350 adapter and an 18 stock airbox. Ford More Performance at gmail.com. Daniel Green, hit up Ford More Performance. Very nice networking here, baby. It's like a forum. David Jeffrey says, Big Mac or Whopper for you. Whopper, double Whopper with cheese. Apoyo comida y préstamo. Poor Boy 13 says, I have free-flowing exhaust. Would headers make a difference? Yeah. Not like 50 horsepower difference, but it will make a difference. Tone, and it'll free up some horsepower for sure. Watch your cat converter video, thinking it's going to be a waste to boost my car and be limited to 600-ish horsepower. Fox Body a good choice for a boosted Coyote swap? Absolutely. Especially if you can get a nice coupe, a nice light coupe. Ruslan Z says 14 MTD2 packs in mid 700 wheel with 373s. I'd like to stay in gear longer. Should I go with 331s? Yes, Ruslan Z, you can go with 331s at that power level. On to the peasant chat. Sorry, guys. So if you guys want to get my attention on the peasant chat, nothing but red stuff. And I'll try to do my best to answer the questions on the peasant chat. What time is it? 1:20. I have about 50 minutes. 1:35 to about 1:40 is when I kind of run out of steam and my fucking head pounds because you guys asked ridiculous question. Ruslan Z says, I love your channels. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And he said channels. He does watch both. Should I go long tube headers with stock mufflers on a 19 GT? Sure. I have stock mufflers on my 19 GT and I have headers. It just sounds a little less aggressive, but eventually I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to upgrade to like a Cook's catback or a MagnaFlow street catback. Which would you recommend? One of the 17 Mustang. Okay, this is Christian Scorch says, which one would you recommend? A 17 manual, auto, or auto car? Which you say is better? Depends on what you want to do, man. If you want to drag race, auto, 6R80 stout. If you want to have more fun in your car and not necessarily go as quick in a straight line, manual. Danny Whitlow says, how bad is an SN95 Cobra? I want one as a daily, not looking to make big horsepower. Please don't hate me. No, they're fine, dude. They're fine. I'm just not a big fan of those cars, but they feel small. I'm 5'11", 220 something. They feel small to me. I'm not a big fan. I feel like it's a small car like a Fox body, but they seem to be going for decent money nowadays, so try to do your best shopping. Wow, everyone just started putting dicks up in the chat. Insane Mustang, put up all the bitchos. What about the Whipple 132 adapted to a CJ intake? Overkill. Insane overkill. Good throttle body. Good throttle body. Insane overkill. Alex, a Gen 2 manual PMAS free-flowing exhaust on pump 93. Will I see any benefits running boosting or just go 85? You'll see benefits going to boosting. You will cut the life short of the spark plugs because it's going to have some orange deposits on it. Bet me on that. Juan Vasquez says, what are your thoughts on LPF turbo kits? A lot of people run them in Houston. They've revised their turbo kits a couple times. They make power. There are certain things that we got to do to make sure that it's as efficient as possible. You know, as efficient as possible. That's the only turbo kit that has to be tuned a little differently. Again, the early ones, they're late. I haven't seen any LPF stuff come across any Lund Racing's tuning queue. None. It's been mostly Hellion on 3 like a motherfucker. So I haven't seen much come across the tuning queue on my set. But, you know, from what I can tell in Houston, some of them make power. So not can say about that. F-150, S550, the Bicho and the Wetness said Bicho. Oscar Huerta, Gen 1 car, NRG bucket seats, badass shit. Or K-member, which one would you do first? The one that's going to save you the most weight, Oscar Huerta, because the 2 bucket seats are going to be about what? 50 pounds each? 45 pounds each? So can you save 80 pounds in a K-member? Maybe. So whatever saves you the most weight. I would do the K-member personally. Michael Charlton says, Alex, where did you get that shirt, brother? The same guy that has the... he was on Instagram. This was a while ago. He also had the one that said, make stick car racing great again or something like that. Basically, it's all like MAGA or whatever. But yeah, I'm sure if you've looked this up on... actually, you know what? I'll do it for you. Make America fast again. There you go. Here you go. Beautiful. There's a bunch of them. Check it out, bitch. Huh? Oh, it says drive a Mustang. This one says drive a Mustang. That's great. It says T-shirt moon, and it just, I don't know. There's shit all over the place. So yeah, this was given to me by one of my fans. Super cool guy. Mr. Jimmy Jams gave me $10 and they said goddamn thing. RPM twin turbo tremor said, work at a Ford dealer and did a swap on a 13 F-150 5-liter losing oil. Oil pressure just found bearing wear. Is it worth buying the long block core for $200 and building the internals, or just save for a Gen 2? Save for a Gen 2, man. Love you. Just save for a Gen 2, man. Love you. John Walton gave me 25 bucks, says, Lund Racing is the truth. You tuned my car last week, and it's like I have a new car. One of the best purchases I ever made. Should have done this a long time ago. I love the way it runs now. Too much fun. Thanks. Guy's white as hell. John Walton. 727 Steve D says, got my plugs, heat exchanger, and Detroit 95s. Ready to move over to the Lund. How far are you out on orders? When should I order the N-Gauge and tune? ASAP. ASAP. Don't wait. A couple of guys ordered Monday, and they got their tunes. I dialed in 4 cars today, meaning beginning to end. Whipple, a single turbo car on pump gas, 2 Vortec cars. R1, R2, R3, R4. Bye, 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 bye. See ya. Done, 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 done. Go. What now? Go enjoy it. They don't know what to fucking do. What do you mean? Like, you're done. What do you mean I'm done? How's it run? It runs phenomenal. It's the best fucking car I've ever had. It's so smooth and it's so fast. You're done. What now? Nothing. You're done. Go enjoy yourself, bitcha. Damn, people be jizzing all over the chat. What's up, bitcho? Badass channel. Keep up the great content. How reliable is a 700 wheel 10R80 with a TVS? 700 wheel is great on a 10R80. Once you go 750, 800, that's when you got to start thinking about clutches, bitcho. So you got to kind of keep it. I like keeping it there. 700 wheel on a 10R80 is fucking badass. Oh my God. Kyle Brandon starts dropping dicks on the chat late. He just started dropping dicks. Not balls. He dropped his dick on the chat. And he said, because of you, I cannot stop watching Carlito's Way. Look at what I got. I mean, look at me. You got everything, man. Come on. Look at what I got. I fucking go on with fucking diapers. I shit my pants every day. I can't walk. I can't hump. You know, do I have that here?
It wasn't even turned on. It's something else, man. I got fucking diapers. I shit my pants every day. I can't walk. I can't hump. You know?
Carlito's Way is life. It answers everything. There are so many scenarios that happen in Carlito's Way. He falls in love with a stripper that, you know, that he used to fuck before he went into jail. And Gail, her name is Gail. She's like 5'11", red hair and green eyes. Makes me fucking sick how hot she is. And Carlito is fighting for her love. And when he went back to try to get with her, she was like, what are you going to do? You gonna come in and break the door and take me, get me naked, take me on the, and he was just like, oh, I'm too old for that. And she's like, oh, well, if you can't, and she had the chain on the door, and she's like, well, if you can't get in, you don't get in. And he broke that. That's fucking great, man. That movie just has everything. It has a piece of shit lawyer. It has a mobster that he smacks over the head with a boat thing. And he sets him up because he stole his $1 million. The what the fuck's his name? The Italian guy. Look at here. I remember the part where he was like, look at here. Now you make me raise my voice. Look at my hands. Look at my hands. And he called him a Jew fuck. I was like, ooh, whoa. Sean Penn, getting it. But Kyle Brandon, thank you. That movie, Carlito's Way, is... If you do not like Carlito's Way, leave my shit. Ruth Lanzi says, 3,650-pound S197 with me in it. I'm 180 pounds of pure muscle. I shit 180 pounds. Same weight reduction as your red car. Plus passenger seat. Can I make it lighter? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline what you can do to make it lighter. There's a front bumper support, a rear bumper support, and there's tires that are lighter than the shit-ass Mickey Thompsons that are on there right now. And a lightweight battery, like a Braille battery. I'm going to do everything I can to get that sucker light, aside from chopping it up. Channel support, bitch. A forced induction drive says, thanks for helping me out the other day. The ATV detailer. Kevin Dotsy. Hey, I bought some parts from you like 3 years ago, and I just got around to putting them on. So it's making a clonking sound. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you want me to do? You bought that shit 3 years ago. It's your fault. I want my money back. Phil gave me $10 and he said, Gen 2 373 MT82 E85 car. would 410s be overkill with a 28-inch on a quarter? I only drive the car when I want to mess around. Don't care about daily driving. Now, the Gen 2 373's nickel white has like 456s on his shit, but even though it does 8th mile shit. The problem with that steep of a gear with a 28 is, we're going to have to shift it like at 8,000 RPMs. And with stock cams, there is no benefit of shifting it above 7,500. I think it's too much, man. I think think you're better off at 373, sir. Cuban Coyote says, thanks for the advice earlier today. Channel support. My man, gonna go after that low 6-second pass, maybe high 5-second pass in a manual Gen 2 Paxton car. Again, manual Gen 2 Paxton car. Cuban Coyote had knock-on shifts. He went E85. I shut off the knock sensor. No issue. I said, dude, trust me, man. Trust me. On E85, you're not detonating. And I'm not throwing so much timing at it that it's a problem. Trust me. He trusts me. He trusts his tuner. Thank you very much for trusting your tuner. El Coyote says, the Blue Goose or the David Van Norris? Who you got? Are you insane? Are you insane? The Blue Goose foot brakes to like 8.1. Now it's going to foot brake to 790. And then on a fucking trans brake, it's going to go 740. Bet me the Blue Goose is going to go 740. Bet me the Gray Goose is going to go deep sevens, like 7.1 or 2. Can be nasty shit. 6R80 stuff. Alex, what's the general power level where the 1050Xs start to run out of bitcha? You never run out of bitcha. When should I upgrade? Triple pump, I'd say about 900 horse. 900 horse in the 1050Xs, depending on RPM, are going to tell you, we're running out of it. You know, if you have a fuel pressure sensor on the rail, it might show, actually that's fuel pump. So injector would be just going lean. So what I would do is there's a ID 1050, there's an ID Injector Dynamics injector flow chart on their website, and you plug in your info, and it says 4 valve, 32 valves, 4 valves per cylinder, RPM, horsepower, fuel. Plug in all of your info, and it tells you what injector runs out at what RPM. Go to the website, go to the ID injector flow chart thingy, plug in your info, it'll tell you when it starts to run out. Jose Riva says Cuban Coyote for the win. Nestor Berrio says, Becha, any good shops in the DFW area that work with Lund? Or would you recommend the Houston area? I recommend the Houston area because I know the guys there. It is Manuel Gomez. It is Aces High. Brian Luna. Hey, how you guys doing? This is Brian Luna. You can come inside and we can do some dyno stuff, and then we could set up in a firm account at get you all set up. If in the DFW, I think the only shop that I know of personally is Paramount Speed. I know they're involved in some shit, but they approached us the right way at Texas 2K talking about becoming dealers. I just haven't heard much from them in terms of that, but they work on Mustangs. So there you go. At Cookie Munster, how much spare brakes? Okay, they're talking to each other. Okay, DFW Nest. Okay, beautiful. I think I'm caught up. Wow, Blue Goose went 787, I think. Big Daddy Trucker, 767. 767. D. Wood Jeffrey says, if you had to build a Fox body, what would you build? Says you already built a Fairmont. 1992 race red Mustang if they came in it. If not, 87. 87 had that really bright red. And I would do it period correct. I'd be the biggest homo and do a period correct build. Red, 2.5-inch hood scoop, drag light 15 by 10s with a 6.5-inch back spacing. But I'd do some kind of 17-inch up front, and I would do Coyote swap. It would have a black interior, working AC, T56 man shit. All right? That's what I would do. So if anyone knows a red Fox body that's pretty minty, that I can just take my shit and go, I would do that. But people want like $5,000 for a roller. I'm like, what are you on crack? This shit was like $1,500 back in 95. All of a sudden, they became fucking gold. Oh, they sold a Barrett Jack. You're sounding like the Challenger guys. You ever meet a Challenger guy or a Charger guy? Challenger. Hemi Challenger from the 60s that sees one sell at Barrett Jackson for $2 million. All of a sudden they go, oh, well, they went for $2 million at Barrett Jackson, so that hunk of shit in my garage has got to be worth at least $100,000. No, it's not. Abdil Yusuf gave me $2. Thank you very much, brother. Sam M says, 93 Cobra, I want a Coyote swap manual. What transmission would you recommend? T56 from 0304 Terminator? No, I do a T56 like T56 Magnum. Like badass T56 Magnum. Because the Cobra Terminator one should be okay. I don't know how their high RPM capabilities are, to be honest with you. But I think it'll be okay. I'd talk to someone like a Hanlon Motorsports or Ben Calamer, and that guy will lead you in the right direction for sure. Jesse Angel says, you may live in Florida, but you still smell like chorizo. Does the weird Camp Phasers idle also apply to Gen 3 F-150s? Any update on ultimate headers for F-150? They're working on it. Again, if you chirp enough, ultimate headers will make a header. Marco Balla, I'm not 100% sure on the phaser for the Gen 3. I know that they have their own distinctive issue for cam phasers on Gen 3 F-150 motors. Cuban Coyote says, going to try that 5K launch. Hopefully the stock trans stays together. In my opinion, the trans is going to be okay in first gear. The third gear is going to be the problem, in my opinion, Cuban Coyote. Once you go 2, 3, that's the gear I'd be concerned about the most. Everyone filling the chat in red, laughing my ass off. Exactly, because I told them to. Missed my paid question. Very good. Gotcha. What's your name? King Yodi S550. Let's go. Here you go. Recipe for a 500 rear horsepower NA street car 15 GT. Manual, Cobra Jet, cams, E85 exhaust, and port whatever you can. So if you got a Cobra Jet intake, CJ65 throttle body, comp cam stage 3, if you can afford ported heads, do it. Free flowing exhaust, E85, manual. It should make close to 500. Close. Okay. Nestor Berrio says, Sam, T56 Magnum. The T56 and Terminators aren't as beefy as the T56 Magnum. Thank you. Thank God I was right. 5.0 2K18 says, what's your take on math, pounds, readings, and data logs to determine approximate horsepower gains in performance? It's fucking stupid. I'm going to make a video where I can make the math, pounds a minute, say whatever the fuck I want. I can say, if you fuck up math data, it'll totally skew math pounds a minute. I don't think it's a good, accurate representation. Math frequency, in my opinion, the higher the math frequency, because you can't fudge that number, it's the frequency, it's the velocity. So if the math frequency increases, then I'll say it's flowing more. If the math frequency doesn't increase, but math pounds a minute does increase, you probably have bad math data. Big Daddy Trucker says, Alex is the man. Hunter Walker says, was going to go Paxton, but took a ride in a manual TVS, and wow, you were right. What are the limits on a Gen 2 FFE manual Roush blower on a BAP till I can swing a 4? About high 600, 650 or so, same as a Gen 1. But the nice thing is, you're still limited because of the pump gas. But a TVS Gen 2 stick car is freaking fun as hell. It's unreal. It's a lot of fun. FIC has fuel injector calculator too, bitcho. You're right, they do. But he's asking about ID 1050Xs. FIC does not have an ID 1050X chart. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I am saying? I had the trouble of getting my OBD2 monitors to go. I had trouble getting my OBD2 monitors to go green with a tune that use a strategy for other than the factory one. Have you experienced this before? No, I have not, Yomar. Synergize X says fuel setup to run 85 on a Gen 3 F-150 with a Whipple. I know there's budget systems out there, unless 4 makes something. I know there's budget systems out there, and I don't want to name names, but man, I can't recommend anything anymore, man. I'm not going to recommend anything, because if I recommend it, you're going to buy it, and then if we have issues, it's going to be a pissing match. So in my opinion, Synergize, I'd wait till 4 releases something. Hey Alex, I have a 19 DT with a free-flowing exhaust tuned by another company. Is Lon able to tune my car to get rid of the CEL from having headers? Now that is a tricky question. Understand this, William Sick. We cannot turn off any emissions-related items. Understand. So if you have circuit codes, it is telling you what's wrong. It's a circuit issue, meaning you did not plug in the rear O2 sensors. If you have circuit codes right now with your tuner, plug in your rear O2 sensors and hang them out of the way. Oh, but I bought Texas Speed headers and they don't have rear O2 bungs. Good job of buying a shit-ass header. Why don't you just put the O2 sensors, plug them in, and hang them out of the way? You will not throw O2. You will not throw circuit codes. Now, you might throw P0420, P420, P430 codes, which means cat inefficiency codes, which means there is no cat. So legally, those cannot be turned off. Do you know what I am saying? Like, I try to speak in code, but people go, but no, you need to answer my question. It's like asking a drug dealer, hey man, you sell drugs? What the fuck you talking about? I'm in the pharmaceutical game. That I cannot do. If you built an F-150, how would you go about it? Lift it or tacuache? Low, regular cab, 4-wheel drive to do street shit. Supercharger, like a TVS ported Edelbrock or a badass Gen 5 Whipple, and go in the 9s. That's the goal, really. Paramount Speed installed my P1X Pro charger with a 4-inch pulley, oil pump gears. Car went 10.9, 128 with 331s on pump 91 in Cali on drag radials. There you go. Mo slide. I'm getting texts. Text. Hold on. All right. So, actually, let me reply. Still on. Yes, I know what you're saying. Ford More Performance. Great show. Thank you, Matt Green. What headers for Gen 1 manual? Ultimate Header might be coming out with a Gen 1 header, so look out for that. But American Racing, Cooks, Stainless Works are the other three that you can get. Don't get any discount headers, please. Also, long tube header. Steve Gellis works at long tube header. My car still throws circuit codes even when the rear twos are plugged in and all hung up. I don't know. If you got circuit codes, it is a circuit issue. Is it throwing front sensor circuit codes or rear sensor circuit codes? You got to check it out. That's my F-150 goal, but need the fuel setup. I get you, Synergize. I get you, brother. Gen 2 6R80 long tubes intake E85 wheel horsepower. Gen 2 6R80 long tubes intake E85 wheel horsepower. 410, 420. No more because of the stock intake. 6R80s show no power on the dyno. 6R80s are really bad at showing power on the dyno. Abdul Yusuf says Gen 2 PMAS ambient air. Will wrapping long tube headers help with IATs? Yeah, maybe, because you're not getting rid of the heat inside the engine bay, but I don't know how measurable it's going to be, to be honest. Abdil. Carrot Top says 18 GT with T56. What boost option or power level do you recommend for a car that needs to pass emissions, or don't bother? A centrifugal, right? Stock throttle body, stock shit. Keep the cats in it. A centrifugal, you know. I'm not saying the Whipple won't. I'm not saying the Edelbrock won't. But now we're talking emissions. 727 Steve D says Bias Plier, Mickey Thompson, or Hoosier. I like Hoosiers. Hoosier 28 by 17s. Badass stuff. Hey, Alex, you tuned my car last week at PBH. My clutch wasn't holding power properly when the new clutch installed. Can I send a new log to make sure the car's running fine? 8 to 10 pounds of boost. Gen 2, third twin turbo. Oh, the On3 car. Yes, Osvaldo. Keep it under 10 pounds of boost on pump gas, man. At 8 pounds of boost, a twin turbo Coyote should make 650. I know it's a Gen 2 motor, but man, be careful. Love you. I mean, I don't want, it's pump gas. It's pump gas. If you're having rear O2 issues, Google anti-fouler for O2. Enjoy. There you go. Brandon says so. It throws the rear circuit codes, but it only does it when I switch from flex fuel tune to E85 tune. It doesn't do it all the time. Zeke Villarreal, if we're tuning you, send me a login or send us a login. We'll see what we can do for you. Back in 2014, I had a CJ setup that Drew at AD said I did not need a single blade or twin 67. He said a 65 millimeter was best. That was 6 years ago. He's right. Still right. Still right to this day. Fuck the mono. Walked in my house. My lady was watching that 90 Day Fiancé show, shaking my head. Shout out to that dating channel. Exactly, Mo Slide. Mo Slide. That fucking show is legit. Watch it. It makes you question everything about relationships. Nader Saleh says, what do you think about rust-free, non-determinate, spent orbit, engine and trans condition 7.5? He asking. What do you think of rust-free 93 knots, needs paint, orbit engine? He's got an orbit engine, like an orbital engine, like a rotary, like an orbital airplane. It has a bunch of cylinders. Good condition 7.5. Yeah, I mean, it needs paint. 7,500? No, fuck all that shit. Paraguan Tamaracamaro says, channel support, bitch. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. It's an hour and 45 minutes. I've had enough. My head's pounding. I love you guys. I had 800 people on today. That's very good. And I'm sure they wanted to hear my thoughts on the Mach E 1400. The potential of electric, guys, it's coming. Within 5 years, you're going to see performance-oriented, specific performance-oriented tuner-style electric cars start to hit the market. So if this Mach E GT becomes upgradable, look out. Look out. SUVs running 10 seconds are going to be highly desirable for people that want an all-around vehicle. Big, nice, decent range, and quick. That's going to be hard to beat. Be ready, guys. It's going to happen, in my opinion. Reginald Johnson says that I bought an 18 Gen 3 Coyote truck engine that for a cheap price. It came with snap crank and crack cams, broken rollers. Should I keep it despite of having the problems with finding part? No. You basically have a block. So that to me is junk. So that's a maybe on the hoodies. No, I'm not doing hoodies. Do you know how I still have YOLO douchebag shirts from 18 years ago? I am not running any more shirts unless I get a team behind me and shipping and all that stuff. Okay, guys, let me get out of here. For those of you that want to fucking talk some shit about women, dating, broing out, tomorrow, 8:15, that dating channel. Guys, in my opinion, a more bro-centric channel, no car stuff. We're just talking girls, ass, reverse 69s, which means the guy's on top. We're talking about, entanglements. We're talking a bunch of cool shit. That is, in my opinion, a more organic show and a more fun show to do. I have a lot of fun doing the show. So for those of you that want a dating channel silliness and talking shit, broing out, tomorrow, 8:15, that dating channel. You'll just see my face. It's literally called That Dating Channel. For those of you that are fans of that channel, I will see you guys tomorrow. And the rest of you, look out for videos with this guy launching on the trans brake. That's right. We're going to get the trans brake launches on this car. We're going to get the Steeda bumper supports. We're going to make it even lighter. We're going to try to get into the 1150s. That's right. Before a converter. Can I do it? Who the hell knows? Stay tuned.